who are sucked into a
Hello, everybody. Welcome to part 2 of the Xbox showcase. We're going to talk about, we're going to actually watch with you. You know what? Let me just
also coming to those platforms is Fragpunk, which will have a team of 5.
Let me mute Max Scoville for a second. Okay, there we go. We'll come back to the sound once the show goes live at 1 p.m. Welcome back, everyone. This is the second part to the Xbox Lunch Break Special. We are covering the ID at Xbox event that's going to feature 15 indies from 15 different studios, some of which you know, some of which you've never heard of. And I'm very excited to be here and hanging out with, of course, 3-Bit and Fuzzy Belvedere. I think the show is about 40-ish minutes. Whenever the show ends, we will spend a little bit just kind of giving you our thoughts on it. Again, it's an indie showcase, folks. I don't expect any AAA bombs or special announcements. It is the ID at Xbox show. All the games that you are going to see are obviously working with Xbox. Now whether they're exclusive or not, that I can't tell you. They will tell us during the event. But these games that you're going to see potentially are going to be in Xbox Game Pass. We just don't know how many of them are going to be there. Right now, what you're seeing is the March releases for gaming as a whole. That's from Max Scoville of IGN. We don't want to have to listen to him right now. It's fine. But we will put the sound back on for you once the event goes. But 3-Bit, great to see you here, brother. That's awesome that we get a chance to hang out. We have not podcasted with each other. It's been a minute. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I managed to sneak out of work for a little bit to hop on with you guys. And yeah, it's been a while, but I'm excited to check out this show with my brothers here, and yeah, glad to be here.
Appreciate it. Listen, appreciate you, Quan the Terrible. He says, I'm here for Boom, not IGN. Got to let that be known. I appreciate it, brother. I obviously look. I have an unbelievable distaste for IGN, how they do their business. I make no mistakes. I make no qualms of it. And probably being, vocal about it may have closed some doors for me. And you know what? That's fine, because I can podcast with confidence because I did not sell myself out to, either work with IGN or work with someone else that is a fan of IGN. That's perfectly fine. I don't like them as a conglomerate, but I'm not here for IGN. I'm here for ID at Xbox. We're a predominant Xbox channel, even though we have 2 multi-plat shows, which, of course, we do celebrate PlayStation when they put stuff out. We do celebrate Nintendo when they put stuff out. But for the most part, we cover Xbox. So I'm here for Xbox. And this is a game from last year, folks. If you did not play, was freaking phenomenal. Dungeons of Hindenburg. My God, what a freaking epic cel-shaded dungeon crawler. If you missed it, please go play this game. I don't know if it's still in Xbox Game Pass, but it is really, really good. Hey, Fuzzy, welcome back, brother. Glad to see that you're joining us. We will have Mav might be joining us. He did say he said I'm a lock as long as he gets out of work on time. So maybe we'll get him in here when when the show is live. We still have 8 minutes before it kicks off. How you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling great. Glad to be here. Glad we got 3-Bit. Looking forward to Mav joining us as well. Got some games coming to Game Pass here from this showcase, as well as just games coming to the platform in general. Looking forward to, like I said before, 33 Immortals. That's the one I want the release date for. Enjoyed the beta. Expected it's going to be difficult when you do have 33 people to play with, but it was a fun game during the beta. But yeah, this showcase should be a nice, I wouldn't say pleasant surprise, but a nice surprise as far as a lot of these titles that will be coming out this year. I believe most of these will be landing on the platform this year, if not on Game Pass this year. So looking forward to it.
Interestingly enough, gentlemen, one game that has fallen off for a lot of people, but I'm still looking forward to because I'm an old school side-scrolling beat-em-up kind of a guy. Super appreciated Castle Crashers back in the days when that launched on Xbox Arcade, if you remember, that was a thing, or Summer of Arcade. I just have a tweet in front of me from the Towerborn folks, and they said it's almost time. Do we get do we get some gameplay? Do we get an official release date? Because I don't know about you folks, that game, every time I see it, looks better and better. I'm looking at a video now, mind you, it's on Twitter. There's like 30 characters on the screen, and everybody's fighting everybody. It looks really, really good. I'm very excited for that. 33 Mortals was another one. I got into the beta, gave it a shot. It is dope. It's been refined 10 times over since the original beta. I'm looking forward to that, getting a release date. Maybe we actually get that today as well. It's going to be very interesting. Again, there is an Annapurna showcase that is after this. I will not personally be covering that. What I'm going to do as soon as this show is done is get back to Avowed, because I just found the snow entrance, the snow area entrance. I missed that after 106 hours. Like, holy freaking cow. Are you kidding me? So I reloaded a save from when I was level 20. I did top out at level 30 when I beat the game. I got to get into that for sure. Hey, you know what? Before we go live, 3-Bit, have you been playing Avowed, sir?
Yeah, I have been. I about 20 or I looked at my hours. I think it was like 25 to almost 30 hours in Avowed. And I am not on the same level as you are, Fuzzy, because I just screw around so much. I like to spend hours of just walking around the world and just messing around, not really doing any missions sometimes. That's just the way I play. I just play differently from most people. But what I found amazing about Avowed, we was talking about it last night, me and Fuzzy, is they have like some side missions that intertwine with your experience with the main missions.
Yep.
And the way they do it is incredible. Like you can have moments where you're like, oh, it's just a smaller side mission. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this one thing, and then later on the main mission mentions something that you just did in the side mission. I was like, oh shoot, like I didn't even know it had that impact. So really cool that they have side missions be almost as important with some main missions. Very cool. Like the loot is very satisfying. I'm a loot person, so I'm constantly just I'll worry about the weight of how much loot I have later. Super fun game. I love the graphics, the combat. I'm really digging it so far. So I'm looking forward to catching up to you and Fuzz, and in terms of leveling. I think I'm only like I play a little bit, so I was like level 17, 18 now.
Okay, nice. Nice.
So I'm getting up there, but I know it's good. It's great. I'm really enjoying it so far.
I could not wait for the new game plus. So I was like, you know what? I've already gotten a lot of the end game achievements. Now I got to get back into it, where I'm just gonna go around finding side missions and stuff. Folks, if you're wondering, there's a mode for my software where I'm gonna take us off camera, where you're just gonna see the screen, so you'll be able to hear us. You just won't see us, and that's fine, because you're not really, well, I mean, thanks, some of you people are fine folks are here to see us, which is awesome. We're going to talk about the show. We'll make some commentary if something blows our minds, but obviously the pictures of us is going to kind of block what you're seeing. I don't want to do that. So
yeah, we'll go down like, woo.
Yeah, we'll just kind of just be behind the scenes, so to speak. Yeah, it should start. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, folks. I'll bring the sound back on as soon as it starts, and I'll take us off camera so you guys and gals can see the full screen. And of course, you'll still be able to hear us talking about the show. I'm very much looking forward to this, because again, I know that for a lot of people, indies don't matter, and I get it. I understand, folks, but indies are the lifeblood of the community. Some of your biggest franchises started off being designed on a piece of paper while somebody was eating lunch. There's more stories like that than you could possibly imagine. So, again, I know not indies are for everybody, but we here at Double Barrel Gaming appreciate what they do for the community as a whole. And ID at Xbox just has been a cornerstone on celebrating indies by putting them out there. And there's no better advertisement for these indies than working with Xbox, especially if they get into Xbox Game Pass. Because, again, at that point, you know, we all see the new games that are coming in, and we all get excited. There's a lot coming to Xbox Game Pass this year, and I'm looking forward to a lot of these indies potentially being in there. But again, we are a minute and 12 seconds away. We'll get this party started. We'll bring up the sound. We'll hide ourselves in the background, and you guys and gals could watch with us. I do think the show is about 40-ish minutes, give or take. We are going to see some commentary from the indies. I don't know how much, but we'll get into it. Again, this is part of the Fan Fest for IGN, and it is ID at Xbox. That's why we're here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of hide us from the screen. You can still hear us. It is the cinema layout, if you will. And, of course, I'm going to bring up the sound right now. So now that Max Scoville is no longer talking. And that sound is right. But let me know if you want it a little bit louder. Throw it into the chat. See what the majority of people are saying.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this. This is gonna be cool.
I love indies, man. I really do. I'm so excited for them to get this kind of people to check out their games. Got to remember, some of these studios are as small as one person. Could you imagine how hard it is to put out a game in 2025 if you're one person? Here we go, folks.
Let's see.
IGN Fan Fest 2025 is here. From Monster Hunter Wild to Mythic Quest, Daredevil Born Again, Let's Dance, to Devil May Cry. Coming up, the ID at Xbox Showcase. We'll be getting a look at upcoming projects from Don't Nod, NeoWiz, and Raccoon Logic. Plus, new looks at what's coming to hit games like Balatro. IGN Fan Fest Day 1 starts right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, immediately.
Hi, I'm Martin Tweed, former CEO of Kindred Aerospace. Fired by Alta Interglobal and abandoned on the far edges of space with no gear, no job, and no plan. But don't panic! While they may have tossed you aside like so much garbage, worry not! Because you can always turn to Kindred for a solution. Introducing the Kindred Catalog. With the right resources, you can create tools such as the Goo Cannon from Saproos. Smother creatures in viscous green goo to make them slip instead of eating you. Disgusting. Or use your lasso to catch them. We promise that any research conducted will unlock more fabulous gear and that the harm to the creature will be minimal. Use conductive pharaoh goo to shock and open organic doors, or spread it on the ground to slow down a speedy foe. Or lay down a goo fuse. Then after your buddy has upgraded that pacifier pistol with a charged shot, light them all up. If that doesn't work, try
the Mad Fork from Kindred Labs.
Move mountains. Create platforms.
Getting heavy high on life vibes.
Spheres from the
Yes.
environment.
Is it just me, Chad, or does that sound like Jeff Rubenstein is doing the voice? Because it sounds like him.
Whip some critters to keep them at bay so you or your buddy can punt them off a cliff. Oh, the hilarity that will ensue. Then upgrade that whip so you can grapple launch yourself to new heights. Or better yet, kick a few critters into the air while you and your buddy pick them off with a brand new
Griffin Splinter Pacifier Pistol.
It's a homemade skeet shooting game.
Oh,
The Kindred
no.
Catalog. You have the tools. You have the
Like that it's
imagination.
co-op.
And let's face it, you have the time. Find it, build it, then execute it. The wackier the plan, the juicier the solution. I'll be in touch. Onward and upward.
May 8th. That game looks hilarious.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hello and welcome to the 2025 ID at Xbox Showcase right here on IGN FanFest. The ID at Xbox Showcase is all about games, and this year we've got exclusive reveals of brand new games you've never seen before, some great stuff coming to games you already know and love, and a bunch of awesome surprises along the way. And I'm your host, Akeem.
And I'm Alan Wheeler. It's always an honor to join forces with our friends at Xbox to bring you the latest of what Xbox fans will be playing next, wherever you play your Xbox games. You just got a brand new look at Revenge of the Savage Planet, the new sci-fi action-adventure game coming your way this May.
The ID at Xbox 2025 Showcase is all a part of IGN FanFest, which will be going strong all week long, so be sure to tune into that. And we'll have interviews with some of the most talented directors, actors, writers, and game makers in the world, and new looks at things like Daredevil Born Again, Mythic Quest, WWE 2K25, and so much more. And hey, if you miss any of that, don't stress it. You can easily catch up on IGN.com or IGN's YouTube page.
But for now, let's get back to the ID at Xbox Showcase with a sneak peek at some big games heading to Xbox in the not-so-distant future. Take a look.
Warning, hostile ships detected.
Is this Jump Ship?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay, yeah, I seen a clip of this. I'm like, this looks awesome.
This looks kind of dope. I'm not gonna front.
Yes, this is dope.
Mhm.
I was wondering how he's gonna eat that with his helmet on.
Coming to Game Pass.
Oh wow.
I like the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really digging this style. The glaive he has is very dark sector-y. Love it.
Yeah. Pickle Weaver. Oh, nice. Game Pass day and date. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Dang, a lot of Game Pass just right up the front, beginning of the show.
Rise and shine, little merchant. Wake up. Wake up, Will. Get ready. Your next journey unfolds. A new place to call home. Uncharted lands brimming with peril. And treasures beyond imagination. Tread carefully, though. Who knows what tomorrow holds?
S. Sinclair. Gift to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones. The house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision is contingent on discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. Any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts in a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room, then this gift shall lapse. Herbert S. Sinclair.
You just got to look at Jump Ship, Echo Weaver, Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault, and Blueprints. You can sign up for the Jump Ship beta today at jumpshipgame.com. And Blueprints, the gorgeous puzzle game, will be arriving day one on Xbox Game Pass. Now,
Ooh, I like
believe
that
it or
huge
not,
jacket.
we're only just getting started here. Coming up, 4 more games we can't wait
I have
to
that
show you.
jacket, sir.
That's right. The
Oh, you do?
2025 Xbox Showcase has tons more game
Dang.
reveals and surprises in
I
store
need it.
right here on IGN.
It's dope.
Fan Fest.
It fits
But
real
first,
nice.
We need to take
Yeah.
a quick break. Stick around.
They gave it to us at FanFest last year.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
FanFest is presented by the Army National Guard, serving our communities and helping those in need. Are you ready to make a difference?
Oh, good grief.
IGN Plus is where your
I
adventure
guess
begins.
it's a little break.
Plus is the place to get unlimited access to
Folks,
all
I have
the
no
tools
control
you
over
need to
this.
beat
Please
your
don't throw the
games.
virtual
Here's what
tomatoes.
you need to know for breaking down Plus awesome
It's not my
exclusive
fault. I didn't do it.
discounts on IGN Store.
Maybe
Yeah.
this
I'm right
is
up with you,
the
Boom, in
money
terms of
out.
like I don't
Plus,
vibe with
ad-free browsing on
IGN,
IGN.com.
but I'm glad that Xbox does these
Plus,
shows and
unlimited
stuff
game
to
help
support
tools
indie.
like premium interactive maps with your own custom map
I
markers,
think the reason why
filters,
they still
marker
have a
lights, and more.
relationship because their
Plus,
reviews are
access to
egregious,
giveaways
right?
and
And they
free
can
games.
consistently just go out of the way to make Xbox
Want
look
more?
small.
Head to
They really do.
IGN.com/plus
But I think the
and start
Tina
your adventure
Amini
today.
connection, obviously she came from IGN and she's one of the
Mhm.
best additions to Xbox and their advertisement. I mean, she is
For sure. Yeah.
legendary in her last couple
IGN
of
Store
years.
has it all.
Um,
From clothes and collectibles to vinyl records, accessories,
Yeah, she
model
probably has
kits,
some
and
connections over
action
there to
figures from
try to
the
reach.
biggest and best franchises.
It's like
The
a
Legend of
Catch
Zelda,
22
Star
kind of
Wars,
situation, like
Fallout, Dungeons and Dragons,
IGN
and more. Whatever your
does
pop
pretty
culture
bad
passion,
coverage for
you're
Xbox, but
guaranteed to find something you love.
at the same time they have an
There are new and
audience,
exciting
right?
products
So
hitting the store every week,
Yeah.
like the Wasteland-ready Fallout Vault 33 hoodie, which pairs perfectly with the working wearable Pip-Boy. Plus, high-quality IGN Store exclusives like the powerful and spicy Star Wars Darkside Hot Sauce by Truff. We've even got merchandise for you to rock while tuning in to the IGN shows and podcasts you love. Or cap off a long day by relaxing to the soundtracks of your favorite video games, like Cyberpunk and The Last of Us. And the best part, you don't even need to leave the house to go there. Just head to store.ign.com and start shopping today. The IGN Store. You deserve it.
Hey, welcome back to ID at Xbox right here on IGN FanFest. Now, up next, we have 4 more games we can't wait to show you, starting with Outbound. So let's go.
these are the type of games that will take my time away from Avowed. I actually really like these type of games.
But you know what? You know what? Again, I know this is an IGN thing, but games like this, where else are they going to get this kind of coverage?
Yeah.
Where else are they going to? Someone's dream has been working on for the last 6 years of their lives are going to get this kind of coverage. So that's why I know the show isn't expected to reveal anything massive. It's still, again, this game is not for me for sure, but it's for someone. And you know what? The fact that this game exists is still super cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
Scott the Gamer Dude says IGN is a necessary evil. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
At least like just giving a platform to these games. And like a pro about indie games in particular is they are able to experiment way more than like an EA or like a Bethesda or something like that. Like,
yes.
They're able to venture out and not really have to answer to a shareholder. Like, we don't think this lamb, like this enemy, for example, we don't think this lamb little slug thing is viable for the market. You know, they're just able to explore.
Yeah, you know, General Spartan 27 says there's an audience for cozy games, and he's not wrong. I mean, that's a freaking phenomenal point.
Yeah.
Like I've never played a herd game before. Again, not for me, but someone's gonna find this relaxing. They come home from a hard day and they just wanna. It's called hurdling. There you go. There you go. I had no idea.
Hurdling.
All right.
Okay, summer 2025.
It has a what the hell is it? Scott something.
Scott Pilgrim vibe.
Yes.
Yes, I was just thinking that. So funny. It's funny, like these type of games, I'm always like I'm only gonna play that for a little bit, and then end up hours later playing it for many hours, like Coffee Talk.
Yeah, Coffee Talk is great, dude. That's a great game, dude.
Yeah, I love Coffee Talk. World.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
That looks kind of dope. I'm not going to front. That actually looks really cool. The Lonesome Guild. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Get some ghost powers.
You just saw Outbound, Hurdling, Wax Heads, and the Lonesome Guild, all part of the 2025 ID at Xbox Showcase.
Now let's get back to the video game, shall we? Now, up next, we have a few things you've never seen before and some great content coming to games you probably already love.
But hey, enough teasing from us. Let's roll it.
What?
Okay.
What are we watching?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
It
out.
looks like it's a Russian roulette kind of.
Yeah.
A spin on Russian roulette.
Yup.
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be an age appropriateness for this one.
Buckshot roulette. You called it. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow. That's interesting. I could see that going viral.
Yeah.
A lot of people playing that.
Let the game begin.
This game looks super weird and super. I want to play it.
Taste the chains of despair.
Whoa. Does she
Our
have
work is
saw blade
dope.
hands?
I'll burn you to the bone.
I think so. Hartel Barcelona.
Interesting.
Should be writing these down.
Should we just put some cards on the table?
No.
sorry.
Is there a card version of this now?
Wait, didn't this?
Oh wait, no. Okay,
That was
this must be
Bloodstack,
like a
right?
highlight reel or something.
No, I guess maybe these.
A lot true. Oh,
Oh shoot!
whoa!
They're doing crossovers. Yo, the new Assassin's Creed. Get out of town.
Elatro coming to Game Pass?
Yeah.
Looks like the joke's
Whoa.
on us.
Dead by Dawn, right?
Yeah.
It's
So
like
they get
flashing.
special card packs.
Holy crap!
What the heck is going on?
Fallout.
Yo,
Wow.
yeah. I was gonna buy it. Now I'm gonna. Now I don't have to buy it. That's awesome.
You can
Look
still
at
buy
that.
it. Get a discount.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
You know, just
I
when
was
thought
just thinking
couldn't
about that
possibly
game.
Be more hooked on Balatro. They drop a collaboration I'm already obsessed with. That one was huge, but this next world premiere is gonna rock your world. Check it out.
That's a big one.
Tonight on Behind the Curtain, we dive deep into one of the 90s most controversial bands.
It was beyond our wildest dreams.
Their music defined a generation.
What can I say, man? Artistic genius is a curse.
The man behind this meteoric rise, their notorious manager.
He drove from out of town to meet us. We were waiting at this bar.
We'll be paying this guy, so I want to know. What exactly will you do for us?
Plain and simple, I'll make you rich. You know why I'm here, lad? I'm here to f you over. Finding women is through it all.
I know where this road leads, and it ain't nowhere pretty.
Looking for trouble? Effervescent, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll.
So Rock Band manager.
Do anything differently? What exactly will you do for us?
Mostly, I just try to stay out of your way.
That's it?
That is hilarious. Holy crap.
Interesting.
Wow.
Team
Oh,
17.
was that Team 17?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Team
That
17.
was the world premiere and release date reveal for Rock Beasts, and it looks like it absolutely rocks. You know, everybody knows that rock beats scissors, paper beats rock, and scissors beats paper, but a beast would probably just destroy all of them, let alone a rock beast.
You know, that's something I never had to think about until right now, but it's actually pretty true. So thanks for that information, Al. I appreciate it. All right, well, there's tons more IGN Xbox Showcase coming up right after this quick break, so please stick around.
Another IGN commercial.
Look, I'll say this. What did I expect in the showcase? What we're
Open
seeing.
beta available
right?
now on
And again,
IGN
Mecha Breaks, which, by the way, have you guys
crossplay.
seen the trailer for that? That looks really good.
Yeah.
That looks really, really good.
The average Cinefix movie list features nearly 100 different films and approximately 25 minutes worth of wall-to-wall deep dive analysis. To simulate that pace for this 30-second ad, we're featuring 26 different films. And before you say it, no, that math does not check out. We're not math people, we're movie people. We can't even count down from 10 without ending up at, like, 96. Subscribe to IGN Movies and TV for more Cinefix movie lists. Bad at math, great at movies.
Tomatoes.
Can't find that final collectible you're missing? IGN strategy guides and interactive maps are here to help.
One step at a time.
IGN guides are trusted by millions, easy to use, and best of all, free.
I got nothing, folks.
IGN has the very best, most complete, and accurate
nothing.
guides for Shadow of the Erdtree, Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, and so much more.
See? It's good,
Shout out to
right?
Masshole
Every
1997.
guide is tested and verified
Says
for
here,
you
what
by
does it say? Let me
experts.
find it. Hold on. It says,
Just
buy
search
our
for IGN
overpriced
when you
crap.
search for guides.
So I mean, again, so far the standout is Baltro in Game Pass. So
IGN Plus is working.
the collaborations are pretty cool. Like I tried
Plus is the
Baltro,
place to get unlimited access to all the tools
like it
you
didn't
need to beat your
click
games.
with me.
Here's what you need
And
to know.
everyone I
Breaking
say
down
that to,
Bloom
people are like,
Plus,
"Boom, you
awesome
gotta try it
exclusive
again."
discounts on
Well,
IGN
now I'm gonna go and try
this
it.
would tease
And
up
supposedly
your
it's
money
addictive
pie.
like crack cocaine. So
Plus,
Yeah.
there's that.
on IGN.com.
Yeah, I've been really wanting to try it out, but you know, I haven't
Plus,
had
unlimited game help tools
super
like
great
Medium
incentive to. I don't know.
maps with
There's a
your
lot of
own
games out this year.
map markers,
Oh.
filters, marker
Already, I
lights,
mean,
and
I mean, again, I know we're a
Plus,
couple of days from
access to
March, but
sweepstakes,
I mean, we've already
giveaways,
had
and free
a
games.
ridiculous amount of games released.
Want more?
Yep.
Head to IGN.com/plus and start your adventure today.
Welcome back to IGN Xbox on IGN FanFest. Up next, 3 more games guaranteed to put a smile on your face, especially if you were fond of a certain rhythm-based strategy series that involved commanding an army of little creatures to the tune of a catchy soundtrack. Sound familiar? Here's a gameplay clip from the upcoming rhythm-based roguelike Ratatan.
What?
I'm not even sure what I'm seeing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little bit taken aback by what I'm seeing.
It's like a rhythm-based, turn-based, side-scrolling progression adventure thing.
Yeah, it's like a mixture of different like genres almost, because they had like a card system, and then it's like rhythm based for the bosses. It looks like.
Nope, we lost one.
Okay, I'm kind of interested in what I'm seeing.
I don't know if I'll play it, but it's captivating watching it. It's going.
I'm like, okay. I don't understand how it's attacking though. Is that the health, the boss health at the top?
I think the goal is to keep your little buddies safe, or to bring more of them out, or something.
I don't even know what is the font. Like, what the heck was that game's name? I don't even know how to find that game. It's called like
it's Rat-a-tat.
It's a small.
I think it is. Rat-a-tat. I think.
Yeah.
Rat-a-tat.
I like mass holes.
Whole world of meth. Holy crapola. Michael Santiago says that he played the game years ago on PSP, I believe. He said it was a fun rhythm game.
It definitely looks interesting. But hey, it's in Game Pass. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, why not? You get a couple of Chivos out of it, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Rick L. At the top. Patapon.
Hey, so is this like a platformer farming?
It looks to be a little bit of both, yeah. Empo.
Interesting. So a couple of rhythm games back to back.
We all keep our favorite moments close to us, somewhere safe. This box holds mine. Welcome to Widow. This is a cozy, story-driven game about my happiest memory, summer in the countryside. Let me show you. It's simple. Just drag each object to its place, assembling the story, piece by piece, cup to cup, cat to cat. One summer, I was sent to the countryside. You know, a place that's not marked on any map. I used to be such a city girl, always online, always busy. Spending my whole summer in a forsaken village? No thanks. But here I am, surrounded by a gang of geese, clearly thinking they're the biggest deal around here. But who had been feeding them so well? Perhaps a goose grandma who always says they're too skinny? I had to fight a sneaky goat every day from my own backpack, cheered on by the laughter of the tiny yellow goslings. And that's how the story starts. My first day in a sweet village, full of joy, friendly faces, and welcoming warmth from the locals. Lovely place. But, you know, everything changed when I met Ben.
I am not going to lie to you folks. That actually looks super cool. In a very cozy kind of way. And that's weird.
That was Tempopo, Ratatan, and Widow. And honestly, saying those three very different games.
If it works like how you can just drag stuff, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it kind of looks
three aliens in the very back of a Star Wars cantina.
You know what? You might be onto something with that one. Now, we're getting close to the finish line here today, but that doesn't mean we're out of surprises for you just yet. We've got lots more new games to show you, plus a huge update coming to one of the best games of the generation. All this and more as the 2025 IGN Xbox Showcase continues after this break.
Oh, not another one. Jeez.
Yeah, there's a lot of breaks, a lot of IGN.
FanFest is presented by
Kind of like what somebody was saying, buy our overpriced stuff. It reminds me of a show that used to be on MTV, like late night, or maybe it was Adult Swim. Syphil and Ollie.
Yes.
Cinefix Top 100.
What was the
List
guy?
no secret
Precious
if you
Roy.
Don't know
Precious
what movies are on it
Roy,
or
Precious
where they
Roy.
rank.
You don't know.
Each episode
Making
will
crappy
reveal
stuff
one of
for
the movies.
girls.
That was good. I liked it.
Talk about why it belongs and finally find out where it ranks. Are any of the movies we've shown here even on the list? I have no idea, and it drives me crazy. Join us as we find out on Cinefix.
I almost wish they would show some of their gaming show related stuff as opposed to the movie stuff.
Yeah,
But
it
then
makes
again-
sense, right? I mean,
Yeah.
not that anyone's going to listen. I haven't watched any of their content in years. especially when you, like I
IGN
used to
Plus
be a
is
fan of
where your adventure
the Xbox show.
Plus is the place to get
with
unlimited
Ryan in
access to
them,
all the
and
tools you
you
need
know
to beat your
he
games.
got himself in a bit of hot water recently when he says, you know, don't buy a game if you can afford a console, buy a gaming PC.
Maybe this would
I guess, you know, I mean, okay.
Plus, ad-free browsing on IGN.com.
Michael Mooney said it's QVC Fan Fest.
Plus, unlimited game tools like premium interactive maps with your own custom
Brett Bingham,
map
who are you
markers,
booing,
filters,
kind sir?
marker
That's
notes, and
wrong.
more.
These are reverse tomatoes at you, Fuzzy.
And free game. Want more? Head to IGN.
Fuzzy Tomato says IGN's movie stuff is worse than their gaming. I mean, he might not be. Look, I didn't even know they had a movie
Can't find
thing.
that final collectible you're missing?
Yeah. It's usually
IGN strategy guides and
the way they
interactive
review
maps
stuff
are here
is,
to help.
you know,
Shout out to Xbox and Mike.
IGN
I love
guides
how
are
Boom
trusted by
hates
millions,
IGN.
Easy to use.
Look,
and best
there are
of
some
all,
people that
free.
work there
IGN
that
has the
are
very
fine.
best, most
But
complete
they
and accurate guides for
actively
Shadow
go out of
the
their
Erdtree,
way to
Baldur's
be
Gate
these to
3,
Xbox,
Tears
which
of
is
the
my
Kingdom,
brand of choice.
and so much more.
And
See?
they're so
It's good,
blatant
right?
about it. They
Every
don't
guide
care.
is tested
Right?
and verified
And
for you
I don't know.
by
And
experts.
maybe it's just me being a
Just search
fanboy,
for
and that's
IGN
fine.
when you
But
search for guides.
they look at just
Welcome
what they did
back
with
to the
Avowed.
2025
Like,
IGN
I kind of feel like they didn't even
right
try.
Here on IGN's Fan Fest.
But,
Up next,
you know.
we
Yeah,
got a
no,
bunch
I
of
mean, I'm with you,
games
Boom.
to show you.
I've felt the same way for IGN. I
Ninja
try not
Squirrel
to.
says IGN gave this show a 7. No, they should give this show a 3.
Take it away.
Because that's where it's kind of resting with me right now. It is not good.
This is Pon. He's a
Also, did I see
This
Bug Snacks?
by order of
Yeah,
a
I guess that's on Xbox now.
Yeah.
Bug Snacks is on
Tanuki Shrine.
Xbox, and yes, you did
To
see
do
it as
so,
part of
He
Boltro's
needs to earn
thing.
money.
Which is
Yeah,
a weird combination.
Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
I got the Bug Snacks card set.
Pon takes on the role of a delivery Tanuki.
Oh, I remember seeing this. The postal raccoon.
Around town.
I can't remember what the name of the game was, but
It's a busy summer for Pon, but even Tanuki need to rest now and then.
so wait, you deliver stuff and then you can play music, play baseball, and fight.
And do jumps on your BMX.
All right, I'm sold.
Yep.
It's got mini games in the game. That's awesome.
This is Pon Summer. We hope you'll enjoy the adventure together.
Is this Game Pass?
Pon Summer.
I
I'm
think
not-
so.
Available on Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah,
Heck,
yes,
dude.
Game
All right. Game. This is day one.
Hey, what do you call it? Dave Reese says Paperboy vibes. See, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, this looks kind of cool. My nephew will like this.
Wait, is this the same dev that did the downhill and the
I'm not
recent
sure.
snowing
Yeah.
game?
Yeah, they might. I mean, it's not SSX Tricky, which of course I want a sequel to, but I'll take it.
Looks like there's like 4 to 5 people.
Yeah, it looks like multiplayer.
Yeah.
Descender, yeah, it
Descenders.
is. Yeah. Holy crap, Descender's next. That looks dope.
Nice.
Game Pass day one. Hello, I'll definitely be rocking that. No doubt.
Cora. Beck.
Is
Tron. Every grid has its heroes.
Ooh,
The
what
arc
is
grid
this?
fractures into the glitch. But one program stands against that storm.
Oh, this is
Exo. You.
Tron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Catalyst.
Ooh, I'm a big Tron fan.
A hero is nothing without their grid. XL fights for hers against those who would tear it apart.
I mean, it's a top-down.
She must escape core, but escape
Yeah, I wonder if it's like a twin stick kind of setup
Yeah.
kind of thing.
to changing conditions.
Uh-oh.
Hope the combat's like really good. It seems like the hits aren't hitting the way I wanted to, but I'm still gonna check it out.
Program.
Lotron. Nice. Okay.
Escape the glitch. June 17th. Nice. Oh, here we go. 33.
Yeah, here we go. Yes. Oh wow, March 18th. That's the release date. Nice. Oh, early access.
Okay.
That was Tanuki Pond Summer, Descenders Next, Tron Catalyst, and 33 Immortals. A little something for everyone, and that's the truth. But hey, if the truth really isn't your thing, you probably love the 2023 action game Lies of P that turned the classic story of Pinocchio into a brutal steampunk horror world full of terrifying puppet monsters.
Yeah, but 2023 was so long ago. So maybe you're asking yourself, when are we going to get to go back to the world of Lies of P and experience a whole new adventure? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we have your answer right here and right now on the 2025 IGN Xbox Showcase. Take a look.
Did either of you guys play Lies of P?
Yeah, it is. See, I'm not the normal Souls-like type of person, so it looks great. It is difficult for me because I wind up getting frustrated after I make it a certain level, and then a boss knocks me out. Then I wind up speeding to get back to that boss, and then I wind up losing the stuff that I dropped from before because I get killed by one of the mobs or something. So, but it looked awesome.
Do you remember the
I
time?
played a little bit of it. Like you, I got frustrated with it because I'm not a Souls quote-unquote guy.
Yeah.
Elden Ring was something special, and that's why I stayed with it literally to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Also not a Souls guy, but I really vibed with Bloodborne, weirdly.
I tried multiple times. Bloodborne looks dope. I never got past the first boss. Not because I couldn't have the skills. I just lost interest with it. But if they remake that, I will definitely give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that should be one they definitely remake.
I know it changed everything. But
Oh, it's going to be co-op?
That's what it looks like.
That would mix it up for sure.
perhaps someday, if we can cross the bounds of time, we'll meet again.
Sean Johnson says the whole damn panel Souls haters get on board.
I'm sorry.
I'm not a hater. I listen. I put hundreds of hours into Elden Ring.
There you have it. The exciting reveal of Lies of
can't
the
do it. Sorry.
The brilliantly talented team at Neo.
Sorry, Sean.
That just about wraps us up here at the 2025 IGN Xbox
it?
Showcase here on IGN. And it was a blast.
Yeah, but wait, if you want even more fun for Xbox fans, stick around, because Unlocked is our weekly Xbox podcast here at IGN, and we've got a whole post show coming your way with special guest Guy Richards, the head of ID at Xbox.
And believe it or not, the ID at Xbox Showcase is just day one of IGN Fan Fest. We've got 4 full days of fantastic stuff just for you, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow, continuing each day all week long. And we'll have new looks at things like Mythic Quest, Daredevil Born Again, WWE 2K25, Alien Rogue Incursion, the new horror comedy, The Monkey, and tons more. Check out IGN.com for the full schedule and IGN's YouTube channel for anything you might have missed.
But for now, thank you all so much for watching the ID at Xbox.
I'm going to call it. I'm going to stop the footage, and I'm going to say, let's spend a couple of minutes just talking about this. I got to tell you, folks, that was terrible. I mean, you know what? Look, it's a show. It's a game show. There were some games in there that I thought were interesting. You know, like Descenders. That Next looks dope. I'm not going to front.
Yes.
My nephew Tyler is a huge Descenders fan, so obviously we're going to play it. There were a couple of games in there. The one where you kind of put the pieces, you tell them the story. The lady says, you know, she came from the big city. That actually looks interesting. That's like one of those cozy games where you kind of had a hard day and you want to just turn off your brain. It looks super colorful, and obviously, I think you're building your own tale. Obviously, the Miles Morales thing was nothing. It wasn't a big old nothing burger. People told me it was, and it's. Look, I kind of figured so. I mean, people are like, "Boom, you're going down the rabbit hole." You never know. They showed Miles Morales, like it makes sense, but there was nothing. Shout out to nearly 500 people that hung out with us. I'll go first. For me, this is like a 3 out of 10. And it's what I have a distaste for the way it was done is it seems more like an IGN event than Xbox had anything to do with. Like, you know, you saw some green in there, you saw the ID at Xbox logo, but it really didn't feel like an ID at Xbox showcase. So the question that I have for the panel and everybody in the chat here is, why keep doing these types of shows with IGN? You know what I'm saying? Because they could do it Xbox related and actually put games that people look. Every indie deserves to be seen. You heard me say that. I'm not saying it just to say it. I honestly mean it, because again, this is great exposure for these small teams, and that's what the business is all about. It's about selling your video game, and now they have a stage. Would any of us actually have played any of these games? The answer is no. I think the biggest draw here today is the Baltro news. And not only is it in Game Pass right now, you have all of these collaborations, so you have different card sets. I think that's kind of dope. But I'll go to first 3-bit. 3-bit, again, thoughts, score, any opinions?
Yeah, I think this was below average as a presentation. I look at it through a couple different lenses, like presentation wise, what games they showed, how much am I willing to go out of my way to either buy this game or play this game, etc. I think it was below average, which is like a 4. And I think what broke up the pacing of the show is the constant, like, buy the Vader hot sauce, which I mean, I'm maybe, but they had it was just constantly breaking the presentation of the overall show. So it's like you have the show, cool, but then you just had these constant breaks. I'm like, why are there constant ad breaks?
And they're pretty lengthy. Like they're pretty lengthy breaks that kind of, throw the whole show into a loop, so to speak.
Yeah, like I feel like it would have been a more of an average show for me if they didn't have so many ad breaks that kind of breaks the rhythm of the games that are trying to be shown.
Yeah.
It had some standout. I mean, the benefit of Xbox as a whole, just like a lot of these games are in Game Pass. So even if I wasn't thinking about maybe playing 1 or 2 games, it's in Game Pass. So I could be like, oh shoot, like Balatro, I think was a big announcement. I've probably saved the show in a lot of ways. And I'm definitely gonna check that one out. Patapon, I believe it was called, the rhythm-based game was pretty cool. I just think, I agree with you, Boom, where I think Xbox, I don't know why they want to constantly partner with IGN, knowing that they're constantly damaging them outside of these presentations. But as someone who's worked with Tina Amini and that team, like they are super passionate and they know what they're doing in terms of how to present. And IGN, I don't think they know completely how to present a game properly. So I don't know.
No, I mean, listen, so you made mention of something that's very interesting. I want to forward that thought and theory over to Fuzzy Belvedere, right? Like, look, I'm not pulling straws here. I'm being like honest. IGN, for me, goes out of their way to push PlayStation because we know that they're good for more than 50% of their ad revenue. I think it's 53% of their ad revenue comes from PlayStation. That's PlayStation's big business. Make no mistake. IGN is a conglomerate. They're in it to make money, which is what we just saw with their show. They were trying to sell their wares and shove it down our throats, which to me ruined the entire show. Right? I get it. You want to sell the hot sauce. I get it. You want to sell your version of the Fallout jacket and the sweatshirt. No, I get all of that. But it was too much. It was honestly, some of those segments were longer, at least I felt, than the actual game presentation, which is a little weird when you're here to show off the games. But okay, I get the business part of it. I don't think you'd ever see PlayStation do a show this shitty. Like, I don't think you'd ever see Sony sanction a presentation like this. And it just, you said damage, brand damage. Already, Microsoft is under the behind the eight ball for a lot of people. This didn't do them any favors. And maybe it's going to get us to play some of the indie games, which is cool, which ultimately that's what you want to, that's what the whole point is. But people are not going to look and remember this show or Baltro or any of the cool indies that we will play. They're going to remember it from the stupid commercials. 3 of them. And the hosts are fine. Listen, those guys are okay. They were entertaining. You know, was it a bit cringe for some people? I get it. Yeah, a bit cringy, sure. You know, but they were okay. You know, they didn't drag the show down, at least in my opinion. The hosts were fine. It's that consistent breakup with the commercials, I think, were gross. Fuzzy, let's get your thoughts on this, man.
For me, the show wasn't bad as far as the games. I mainly are going to focus. Yeah, I'm going to focus on the games, like what was it called? The Buckshot Roulette. That looks cool. A highlight for me. Balatro coming to Game Pass was a highlight. Hearing about 33 Immortals, as far as I guess its early access release date, was a highlight. Tanuki, was it Pond Summer, the one where he's like on the bike and you can do the fighting mini game and you can do the music mini game and stuff like that. That was a highlight. I think this would have landed better as a Xbox produced show as opposed to partnered with IGN. And it's nothing against the hosts particularly, but it does. I hate to say it comes across disingenuous as far as their approach. Like, it feels like they're being force happy and forced to smile, as opposed to, like, I would almost wish there was a hot mic moment where it's like, oh, I don't care about any of these games. Like you'd hear their real thoughts in the background, because that's how it feels. It really does come across that way. And the thing I hate about it being partnered with IGN, although I can understand from a money standpoint, Xbox or Microsoft as a whole probably looks at it as, oh, well, we don't have to foot the bill for this show, which I'm pretty sure shows like this would probably cost in the 6-figure range, even if they're only 30 minutes long or whatever. But they're looking at it as, oh, well, we're partnered with somebody that we can use for reviews and exposure on stuff. But honestly, I think it would have been better if this would have been better handled in-house, because the thing that, all right, so from a marketing standpoint, and I always try not to do this because I'm retired, but I can't help it sometimes. They brought up a thing about like game guides. Not once did they mention an Xbox game. Sure, Elden Ring is available on Xbox, and sure, what is it? Baldur's Gate 3 is available on Xbox now as well. But they purposely, it seems, scored Starfield at such a low, well, I wouldn't say such a low, but like they scored it lower than what a lot of other establishments did, even their own IGN outside the US. scored it higher, but yet they focused on publishing that multiple times on social media at the same time as publishing that they have links for guides and maps and things. But they didn't put any of that about Starfield in there, or a new game like Avowed, which they have some guides as far as some of the map stuff. You would think that if you're going to do an Xbox showcase, you would have Xbox related things to correspond. You're doing things about movies. Why not well, I guess they don't really bother showing anything for Fallout. It's not a movie, but the TV series, or mention the fact that Halo is now going to be with Netflix and stuff. So there's a lot of things that if you're going to partner with this type of outlet, it would make sense to kind of force their hand to include some of those things in that type of collaboration. The other things that just come across weird to me is that for a showcase that IGN handles, and I'm going to touch on that whole Miles Morales aspect. I kind of suspected that this was not going to be tied into a game, and the reason being is because it's IGN, the same ones that say, "Oh, we're only human, we make mistakes." Which, granted, I've made tons of mistakes in my career, and humans will constantly make mistakes, but it seems like their mistakes are almost intentional. So why have something like Miles Morales in an ID at Xbox, sizzle reel or advertisement if Miles Morales has nothing to do with that? Like, I can understand if you were going to say it was just the IGN Fan Fest that, oh, this day is for ID at Xbox and the next day is for Annapurna or whomever, then I could kind of see it if Miles Morales is going to be somewhere in your Fan Fest. But if it's not, that feels like, oh, you just send in your homework without really putting much thought or care into it, because that comes across as a confusing topic. Sure, it's not the normies or the casuals aren't going to notice stuff like that. They're probably like, oh, cool, Miles Morales, but not bother recalling that, hey, there wasn't a Miles Morales game. But from an enthusiast standpoint, and I guess this is where us in the podcast space versus those in the gaming media space come to a head sometimes, as far as like not necessarily a conflict of interest or just a weird bubble, like, oh, there's no Xbox tax. Well, you're in the bubble, so you can't really speak on it because you're not, I guess, objective enough to take a step back and see it. I don't know. It just felt weird as far as this whole IGN thing. I'm not saying they're complete crap. I know a few people let their feelings be known as far as what they feel of IGN. And I kind of agree with a lot of it, but in general, I think it's time for Xbox to do more in-house stuff. Tina, I mean, was the best cherry pick that you guys got from IGN. If you want to reach out to Destin, by all means, I would say he's much better than Ryan McCaffrey, because that guy, I wrote him off after the whole Tomb Raider versus Final Fantasy thing. But all in all, I think it's better for them to move forward doing in-house stuff. Partners like IGN are never going to be true partners moving forward if they're still going to make sloppy mistakes, like having something like Miles Morales in a sizzle reel advertisement, or mix in some of their other shows, which they're more than welcome to mix in some of their other shows, but it would make more sense than just mentioning, oh, stay tuned for Unlocked. Maybe focus on Unlocked, since this is an Xbox centric showcase this day. Talk about Unlocked. Like, those things to me make more sense than the movie stuff, or make more sense than having Miles Morales that's not related to any of the games that are going to be associated on this day or within this showcase, to not have that in that reel. But I don't know. I maybe I'm the one that's the conspiracy theorist, as they like to call us, whenever somebody like Jasper points out, oh, you guys forgot to put the Xbox logo for a game that's clearly coming to Game Pass and Xbox. Oh, well, there's no conspiracy behind it. It's just you guys are, with the tinfoil hats. No, either you're intentionally making these mistakes or you're woefully stupid. And I hate to use that word for people, but there's no other explanation. You can't possibly make consistent mistakes like this and not be called stupid, because either you're doing that on purpose or you're stupid. There is no in between. I'm sorry. Sorry for the rant.
No, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah,
Listen, unfortunately, I know there's some people in the chat that were, like a bit taken aback about, it's about the indies. It is about the indies. It absolutely is. That's what we're here for. That's why I would cover an IGN event. They didn't do a good enough job focusing on the indies. They gave us, blocks of 4 that were decent trailers, and then they went to this ridiculous commercial break that was as long as the trailers for the indies. And what happens is you forget about the indies you just saw because you're so appalled by the stuff that they're trying to peddle to you, right? Like, what's the point of it? If they spent more time, and again, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I can guarantee you that they spent as much time trying to say it is crap than they did with actual showing you the indie games. And that's crazy to me. Like, I agree. I think you guys are onto something. I think that Tina Amini and her team continue to dominate the conversation every time they have an Xbox event, whether it's big or small. And I think this is one of those events that would behoove them, being that these are ID at Xbox games. They're not the biggest games. Some of them will not hit for a lot of people, but some of them will. And some of them will be those quote unquote and those cozy games that a lot of people enjoy. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just think that this show didn't do enough for the indies. They did more for themselves. And at that point, if I'll put it this way, if I'm Phil Spencer and I'm looking at how there's going to be feedback for this, people, why even work with them if they can't put the games first? Because ultimately, it was the games are supposed to be first here. They're supposed to be the most important thing. It's an indie showcase. This is the only time you're going to see these games. They kind of seem like they're shoulder to shoulder with IGN commercials. That's not the way it works. The way it's supposed to work is you're supposed to put the indies first and then have some commercial content in there to pay the bills, not equal the amount of content for your shit versus the games that you're showing. Like, that to me is crazy. So yeah, I generously gave it a 3 out of 10, but I think I could go lower because the indies some of them look really cool, and a lot of us are going to forget about the indies because of how they were presented. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's where, because how I usually judge shows is like presentation and games shown and the context of the actual show. Like for like a lot of the state of plays, I haven't been really liking a lot of the state of plays because I feel like what they're trying to show is like, oh, as a Sony show, it's pretty terrible. But if you just take that out of it, this is what I enjoy from it. But I feel like with this show specifically, it had great indie games, but I think the presentation was doing it a disservice. And that's kind of what my major criticism of this show was. It's just like it had some great games in there to focus on. Like Balatro was awesome. It was cool to see. I wrote down Hotel Barcelona. It was just like a
really
super
good. It's weird. Yeah.
Unique, 2D fighter. There was definitely some standouts there. I think it was just a shame because it was surrounded by just a terrible presentation. So it is almost doing a disservice to the games that was being presented there, which is why I rated it low. If I were just to take the games out of it and just put it in like a montage and then just judge it from that, it would be a higher show than with all the crap that IGN kind of put in the middle of the show. So, it is what it is. I gave it a 4.
Yeah, well, fine.
I'll still give it. I'll give it a 7, but that's me focused solely on the games. Like there's some games I'm definitely.
It'll be up there too. Fuzz.
Yeah.
Like games wise, I'm same with Fuzz, but if I'm judging the presentation too, then spot lower.
I think Xbox is going to have to look at this and reconsider their path moving forward. Like I think that they could do a tightened up 30-minute event that does what Tina Amini and her team does. Games. If this is shown, I'm going to tell you this right now. If this is shown in a 35-minute event, ID at Xbox games for 2025, and it's game after game after game after, this is a great show. this is a great show because maybe not every game is for you. That's fine. Not every game is for every gamer, but at least you know. Like I'm still confused on the way that they set it up with the Xbox Game Pass. I wasn't sure if that was at the end of the trailer or at the beginning of the new one. Like it doesn't really define exactly, and that's to me is weird. You're trying to sell these games to Xbox Game Pass subscribers. I can't tell if it was this game is in there or it's not. You know, unless there's that end screen where it does show it in black, where it says it on the bottom. It's a bit confused. Again, it just wasn't a great show for presentation. Great show for indies, and that gets lost here, folks. That's the big problem. But look, let me just catch up on super chats. We'll get everyone out of here. Scott Gamer Dude, brother, I hope that you get well soon. He says here, taking my mind off of heart surgery as I wait, brother. Hopefully everything is good with you and you make a speedy recovery because that is not easy stuff that you're dealing with, brother. And we're honestly so glad that you're here. So thank you so much for the generosity, and of course, get well soon. The one and only drops a very generous $2 super chat and says, so I guess that Miles Morales game wasn't real. Yeah, I guess not. I mean, again, you saw the same thing I did. It's in the ID at Xbox trailer. Why was he there? I just perplexed.
Well, we just need something to
we just need something to get people talking. I guess. And they got me talking. I thought that something was going to be there for sure. And, well, I mean, I'm not wrong. I didn't say it was going to be a game. I said, I wonder if there's going to be. Why is he here? And I'm sure it probably has to do, which makes no sense at this point, their IGN movie thing. Like, maybe that's why he's there. That's the only thing that makes sense now. But we didn't know that. I didn't know that. And I think it's kind of whack. Like, why would you put him in there? I don't know. What a waste. Jay Rambert drops a very generous $2 super chat and says, Ryan and IGN are at ZZ. Hashtag nude bait. Node bait, I should say. Not nude, like in being naked. Jay, thank you so much for generosity, brother. Gamer by Choice drops a very generous $2 super chat and says, sadly, Xbox just wants engagement. Yeah, it's one of those things, man. I mean, they gotta be investing, right? They gotta spend some money. I just think that if you are counting pennies at Xbox, as it seems that they're doing, because the games are going everywhere, this is one of those expenses that you're like, yeah, it's not doing anything for our brand. You know what? We're gonna do our own indie thing. We own ID at Xbox. That's an Xbox thing. We own that. Tina, your team is phenomenal. Let's do a 30-minute show. In and out, game. Everybody wins, and no IGN interaction, because I just think IGN does not have their best interest in play. That's just me. You can call me a fanboy. You can call me a knucklehead. It's fine, whatever. I just think that every time IGN does something with Xbox, it always seems half-cocked, and I can't be the only one that's seeing that. I just can't. But 3-Bit, let's sell your brand, brother. You got a show on Sundays. Sunday evenings with Fuzzy Belvedere. Let's talk about your show, where people can subscribe to your YouTube channel, what else you got going on, and where can people follow you on social media?
Yeah, I appreciate the invite, Boom. It's been a minute, so I'm glad I could join you guys for the breakfast lunch. Immediately have to jump back into work right after this show, so it's gonna be it was good to have this mini gaming break. Always love talking games with you guys. You guys can find me talking with Fuzzy every Sunday around 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's called Pixelated Echoes. We just go over latest gaming news. Me and Fuzz just go back and forth with different topics, just saying some of our views. So that's pretty much good show. Go check it out. And then we have FSP tonight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be later tonight with Mav.
Speaking of the devil, there's Mav right now. Mav, I don't know how long you've been sitting
there. Speaking of the devil, yeah, there's Mav. So myself, Mav, I'm calling him on the phone right now. That's what I'm saying.
He's on a work-related call, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
He said he was going to get out of work, but yeah, I appreciate you being here. But we got to podcast together more often for sure. Please go check out Pixelated Echoes on Sunday evenings with 3-Bit and Fuzzy. Great show. And again, it's not hate related. They talk about the hottest gaming news, and they give you their opinions about it. And again, it's one of those shows that you may I believe you need in your life. So definitely go check that out for sure. Thank you, 3-Bit. Fuzzy Belvedere, again, we've already sold your brand, but we can sell it again. You and the missus have podcasts that I want people to get into, and you have YouTube channels that I want people to subscribe to. Sell both of them. And where can people follow you on social media?
Well, as always, love doing this as far as whether it's streams or just breaking news and on gaming and stuff like that. Always love doing these podcasts. Love doing them with 3-Bit. Love doing them with Mav. Hopefully we'll be doing this later on tonight, talking about some of the games coming out this week for Tidbits, as well as just love talking about gaming, whether it's on Friday mornings with Breakfast with Boom or Xbox Lunch Break Special. Definitely catch the earlier episode where we get to talk about Elder Scrolls if you missed it earlier. But man, this is so awesome to do. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Greatly appreciate you guys showing up. For those that want to hear my rambles and rants on anything gaming related, just follow me on all social media. Just do a search for Fuzzy_Belvedere or Fuzzy Belvedere as one word. You can also follow me and my wife for Fright Night with Ferocious Fee on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you like horror movies, thrillers, slashers, found footage films, we got quite a few episodes going over our thoughts on some of those movies. So definitely check it out when you get a chance. I'll put the link in the chat. But hey, there's a lot of games to play. Balatro drops tonight in Game Pass. If you got a subscription, download it. Well, maybe I shouldn't tell you to download because it's going to be addictive. So just be ready to fall in there, much like if you loved, what was it, Vampire Survivor? Yeah, this is like Vampire Survivor on 10 times crack. So
yeah.
Hey
man, what's going on, brother? Real quick, what do you? I know you're at the back end of the show. I know you were busy at work. First of all, how you feeling? Number one, the most important thing. And what do you think of that raging 10 out of 10 show we just saw?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah, thanks. Also, and sorry, I hopped in here as soon as I could, and then I got my times mixed up because I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be here probably just for the start of it, and then I got Eastern time, Central time, all that stuff mixed up.
It's fine, brother. It's okay.
But yeah, we walked in here. It's good to see you guys doing your thing, and I just wanted to say hi. Only thing I will say is I am excited for people to play Balatro that have sat on the fence, and primarily Pong Soul, because he was always like, yeah, I can't believe I haven't gotten that game yet, man, because it looks like so cool and it's like up my alley, but I just haven't done it. I don't know why. Well, Pong, now you have no excuses. It's hitting Game Pass, so you can see what I've been addicted to for the last year. And yeah, hitting Game Pass now, so that's going to be really cool for people to get to try that haven't ever given it a shot before. I finally beat the highest difficulty on Red Deck last night. So yeah, and now I'm going up the higher on the difficulties on the blue decks. And it can be addicting, it can be challenging, it can be fun as heck. And yeah, it's something we all love here. 33 Immortals is cool that we got a date for that. Also, that's coming. Another game for everybody to be excited about. I saw that there were several games for this year hitting Game Pass day and date.
Yeah.
Also, which is just adds on top of the glorious year that we already have, right? For gaming, especially on Xbox. It's just another reason all the doom and gloom has been for
Ridiculous.
not, it's like, all the first party games day and date, and then plus we got all these indies day and date as well. So, there's 2025 is going to go down in the record books. I think it'll end up being one of the greatest years ever especially for Xbox as far as game releases goes.
Yeah, crazy.
I kind of just, I was busy, so I only kind of caught like on mute a lot of what I was seeing, but I was hearing what you guys were saying here as I was rolling in, and yeah, it's just stop hiring IGN for anything ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Why? Why do they feel the need to? I understand.
You know, people said in the chat it's a
Audience.
necessary evil, man.
Yeah, but they don't even get that many views for this
That's
thing.
really what it comes down to. Yeah.
You know, it's like, I can see like maybe, hey, you're getting a little bit of extra promotion here and there because IGN has a large audience and you're trying to be buddy with them because they're the biggest games media. But I was checking out there was only like 3,000 people watching their stream. Like there's Xbox podcasters that get that many views, that they get that many live viewers sometimes. You know what I mean? Like on a big week, on a big news week, like you don't need to go to IGN. Go to Boom. You know, Boom would do a better job. Boom would do a better job. Go to Colt or Brand or Iron Lords. I mean, come on. Like IGN, no, don't go to IGN. They suck. IGN just sucks. Period. Point blank. They sabotage Xbox's brand constantly with nonsense. You know, the best parts of IGN even just recently left the people that did enjoy Xbox. And most of the people that would be even talking or covering Xbox at an event like this don't even know half the games that are coming out this year for Xbox. And like, just don't go to them. They suck. And they're going to sell you stuff the whole way through.
And that's
it's worthless. Yep. So I will give it a 1 out of 10 for the decision to hire Xbox or for hire IGN to do anything for them. And for the games that we found out all about or coming to Game Pass, I'll say, hey, that's a 7. So I'll be somewhere in the middle. That's like what, a 3.5.
That's basically. Yeah.
I mean, I think 3-Bit gave it a 4. I gave it a 3. Fuzzy said for the games he gave it a 7. Like I said, some of the games in there were really cool. Like I just think they really they're going to get overshadowed by how poorly this was presented. And that's the point of Mav is trying to make. You already have Tina Amini and her team working, delivering some of the best shows year after year after year after year. Since she has joined Team Xbox, their shows have been turned up to 11. So if she's doing that for all your other shows, what the hell do you need IGN for? Right? You don't need them. They're present. Again, the two hosts, I don't have a distaste for those guys at all. They worked with what they were given. But those interludes with their commercials were egregious. Like really just unbelievable, shoved in your face. And you're like, I don't need any of this stuff. And it just, again, folks, it is what it is. Thank you so much for checking us out. Mav, we definitely got to get you on one of the upcoming shows, as well as us 3-Bit as well. A shout out to all the super chats that came in, as they always do. Mrs. Boom and I do greatly appreciate it. And of course, I'm going to close out the show with something that's incredibly important to me, folks. Hopefully one day it'll be important to you. And that's something that my dad taught us when we were kids. And he would say, Craig, treat others how you want to be treated. And also, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. You live by those rules, son. I can guarantee you're going to have an awesome day. So take care, everyone. And we'll see you next week on the newest episode of the Xbox Lunch Break Special.